Previously on MaudeWorld.
Who are you? Mr. Fireman?
Call me Ren, friend, Ren. The greatest hero you've ever seen, they call him Guathrin.
I think I've heard that song before.
But Guathrin was famous around where we're from.
You can see, way up above, a pair of large shadows.
Everyone, I think we have something, trouble. Up. Everyone, eyes up.
Birds! I want to cast Speak with Animals. And say, what are you doing? These are my friends! What's going on?
You shall not have our eggs.
Somebody told them that we were going to steal their eggs.
Welcome to Cover Sold.
Does anyone know where this burden guy is?
Yep,
Yes.
in the tavern.
Yes.
The Maker's Grail.
An individual approaches. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Burden. The children of the Serpent. That doesn't mean anything to you. They are a group of druids. They believe that the mountain range is a sacred place. They generally sort of keep themselves to themselves. They took my friend. Her name's Shana. We need to get her back.
If she's in trouble, we're going to help you get her back.
You make your way out of the gate into the cold alpine forest, following the path further and further away from the city. Given your survival checks last time, you're all a little bit uncertain of where to go. You are following the path, but you're trying to keep an eye out at the same time for various tracks or other signs of things. Fortunately, however, Burden seems to know his way around things. Seems very comfortable in this terrain, almost as if he favours it.
And almost like he was here a couple of hours ago.
Yes, that too. It's why he favours it, I think. Why else would he do that?
It's very complimentary of his beard and overall attire.
Yes.
But they're not all going to be winners.
You got to keep pitching.
We've got to take some risks.
I asked Alex to
That
make
is
some
common.
shit jokes. Make me feel better.
Very good.
I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Neither do we.
Good.
We're in a forest. It's creepy, and we're bad at tracking.
Yes. So
This guy, I know.
you continue making your way forward. Burden leading the way. Kind of looks back at you and goes, "You ever fight druids before?"
No.
I don't know if I technically fought them. I mean, we exchanged knowledge and I guess used it to show examples, but
Is that what you kids are calling it these days? And I fought a druid too. Wild shake my arse.
They
She
did
did
what
what
to
to your
you?
Saw that coming.
So did she.
You notice as you're talking, he is apparently listening, but he's also he's not looking at you. He's keeping his eyes forward. What you mean?
I trained with the druids, with the elven druids.
She is a druid.
Yeah.
Did we not tell you that one?
Oh yes, that's a thing.
To be honest, everything's been moving very quickly. I haven't really been paying that much attention. But that's interesting. That's good to know.
That was insincere.
No, it is, mate. I'm just trying to keep an eye out on things. Look, point is, obviously, they can change into some pretty nasty stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you focus them down, and it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
What's the biggest thing you saw them transform into?
If you don't want to know, I could walk for days.
I love you, Alex.
We're back on track. What are you whispering about on the
Nothing!
sofa? Some private comedy happening over there. Might have to actually watch this show to find out what you're talking about.
Intrigue.
The more and more we do this show, I think I'm more and more beginning to empathise with teachers who have to deal with very young children.
That's fair.
Good, so long as we're all in agreement.
Well, yeah, what's the biggest thing you've seen? His crazy, weird sex life aside.
Me? Probably a bear or a dire wolf.
Saw a dinosaur once.
A what?
A what?
Never mind. You wouldn't believe it if I told you.
Probably not, no. You tend to make up a lot.
There's a difference between making up and just thinking it's true.
So which one was the Children of Corn?
Oh, those are real. You think the children of the serpent are bad, you wait till you see the children of the corn. Oh, dear.
Ears everywhere.
No. What's just happened is I made a joke before we started rolling and Andy's just said it out loud. This is mental. Carry
Comedy
on.
theft.
Yeah. And you
But I
thought
bring
you'd
it
get
to the
away with
people.
it,
I didn't
didn't
think I'd get away with it.
Yeah.
I was bringing it to the people.
Bringing it to the masses.
So what's the biggest you saw in this attack?
I mean, there were wolves. I think there was a bear. I mean, we kind of got separated pretty quickly. They just grabbed her and carried her off, and I mean, all I could do against something like that was run. I had to get help.
How
So-
many of them were there? Sorry.
I think 3. It all happened at once. There was a whole group of them. They weren't all druids. There were some regular old animals with them as well. Some wolves, and mostly wolves. Yeah.
So after they'd taken your friend, Shana, they must have been done with you. They can run faster than you, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Wolves, big fuck off dire wolves and bears and stuff, they can definitely move faster than I can.
So they wanted her.
I think so. I mean, she was... She's not a fighter, bless her. But, I don't know, I don't know where she got it or what she was doing, but she pulled some pretty crazy shit at the time and gave me enough time to get away. She told me to run. I was able to hold one of them off and get away quick enough, apparently, because they didn't follow me.
She's quite a powerful alchemist.
She knows her stuff. She's he's still sort of just keeping an eye out front. She's really not good with people, bless her. Really not good. But she knows her stuff. I've not seen a better alchemist, better potion maker in miles. Certainly not any places in the clanship I've ever seen.
Is she quite astute at making large-scale explosives that could maybe destroy entire precincts, hypothetically?
Explosives.
They'd have to emulate kind of magical fire.
Oh,
But it's possible. She make potions and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen her make anything of the sort you're talking about. It's mostly stuff that interacts with bodies and people, or creatures, things like paralysing poisons or healing potions and poultices and a few other things like that. It's mostly stuff of that nature, I think. I don't fully understand it, to be honest, but she's damn good at what she does.
Fair enough. How much further down the path was the attack?
Still got a while to go yet, but keep your eyes out.
Did you come straight from the attack to us?
Not straight. I mean, I reported things to the watch first, but
So how long ago do you reckon, roughly? According to my sundial, like.
oh, you got one of those as well. I reckon it must have been about when the sun was just coming up over the horizon. Must have been about up over the mountains. Sorry, so must have been about 8 o'clock in the morning, I guess.
And it's about what now?
At this point, it's probably about 1:32, I'd say.
About 6 hours then.
Something like that.
Bit of hurry.
Yeah, that trail will be getting somewhat cold.
Well, colder.
Yes.
Yeah. That I know it. I mean, we were travelling with a cart. I don't know what they'll have done with that cart or the horses, but they might have just left it there, I don't know, so maybe we can start there.
Let's go.
Yes, well, yes, let's... I'm sure if
No,
they're druids, I'm sure the cart will be there at least.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. And he kind of just starts picking up the pace a little bit.
How deep is the snow?
Snow is not super deep. It's like not enough to really hinder your progress at all. It's probably about on the regular sized folk about lower shin. On the halflings, like maybe sort of upper shin, calf sort of level. Like
But deep enough that you'd be able to see tracks quite easily and stuff like that. So.
you'd think so, yeah.
Cool.
So, you continue on. What is the marching order, please?
I'll be up with Burden.
Yeah, I'll be behind that.
Burden, Drake, Damerus,
Middle.
Ester,
Yeah, I'll go back.
Sara. Okay, cool. So, you continue on for another hour and a half or so. Getting to be about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a very overcast day. Just sort of very much a white sort of sky. Doesn't look like there's any storm or rain or so forth incoming, but just a very overcast sky, much like today, in fact. You continue along the roadway, which does not look particularly well travelled at the moment. It's very much designed to be a road through this forest. It's not perfectly straight. It does twist and turn, and you are in sort of the depths of a valley. So there are mountains very much either side of you.
As we go, as soon as we sort of came into this valley, can we be looking up and checking for any attackers from above, falling rocks, except dragons?
Rocks don't fall; they fly. Oh wait.
It depends how angry you've made the DM.
Indeed. Make a perception check, please, Esther. Indeed, anyone who wishes to be on the lookout may make a perception check.
18.
21.
13.
Not bad for you.
I know, yeah.
24.
24.
17.
17. All pretty good. Being, sort of in this unfamiliar territory, in this sort of, mountainous, forested, cold environment, you're all being very wary, keeping an eye out. You hear a lot. You do hear a lot of various noises. You do hear bird calls. You do hear scuffling of small creatures around. You do hear, indeed, Ester and Vel, you got 24, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The two of you, the two of you at one point do hear a very, very distant "ow." It's a very chilling noise to hear in the otherwise sort of relatively, innocuous noises. Just this very, very distant sound. But there's something out there.
It's probably unrelated.
It's not nearby at all, but you can hear things, definitely.
Good to know.
Do you tell us?
I think we need to be extra careful.
Wolves in the
Why?
distance.
That's a good reason.
Yes, that is good. That is a very good reason.
Fair enough.
But we did know that already.
Yes. I guess we know that they're in an audible range,
That's true.
but let's press on.
Onwards.
Hopefully.
Are we heading towards where she got taken, or are we heading towards where we suspect the children of the serpents are based?
Sorry, are you asking Burden or are you asking
Yeah, I'm going to
DM?
ask Burden.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm just heading in the direction that where we got attacked on the road. It's not far now, I reckon.
Mhm.
From there we can try and determine where they took her from there. I don't know why they did, but I mean, they didn't say anything. They just declared that they kind of just blocked the road, declared themselves to be who they were, and just transformed.
And started speaking in tongues, you said.
They spoke Dwarven. They're all dwarves. Spoke this group anyway. They spoke Dwarven to me. But then they started speaking in a language just to, say, stop in the name of the children. They weird, creepy fanatics. You know what it's like. But then they started speaking in a language that I sure as hell didn't understand.
Did Shauna look like she did?
Don't think so. She didn't say if she did. Mind you, she's not much of a talker.
Just seems weird.
Did you say what you were transporting, if anything?
I mean, we weren't transporting anything at the time. We were just travelling ourselves. I know how to handle myself. I've wandered places like this before. I'm comfortable in nature and travelling on the road, and didn't think I'd need any extra protection. But those bastards just came out of the trees and attacked without warning.
It was just the two of you.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah. So we
Me
trust
neither.
them.
Sorry?
Can I see if I believe that?
Make an insight check.
17.
17. If you can, Alex, approach the DM.
Oh. They stole the eggs. They're making a huge fry.
Yeah, look at him. And he's gone from this guy.
Mercure.
Didn't know it too.
Oh gosh.
Horse. Oh, that's the snowdrift. I'm so bad at this.
You are aware of what a horse is, right?
I've seen some.
Yes.
They pull carts.
Would you like me to explain
Yeah.
the rules again?
No. Thank you, Bella, but no.
Shot.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think we should move as fast as possible.
Okay,
Okay.
Let's go.
let's go. Right.
Sure.
I wasn't hanging around, like.
So, another 10 minutes or so go by, and but it's just like, hold up. He looks around, looks forward. There. Come on. And you start walking forward, and
Draw my bow. case there's some form of hostile.
Sure. Good to know. You walk forward and you can see, you eventually then see what looks to be a cart. Over the past half an hour or so, there has been a very light, dusting of snow that has started to come down. Nothing debilitating, but it is snowing, and you look forward and you can see an overturned cart. No sign of any animals or horses in sight. Turned over, covered in a light dusting of snow. Seemingly empty, turned over on the side of the road.
Can we see any tracks?
Make a survival check.
Animal or human or...
How close are we to the cart at the moment? Are we right next to it? Or
I'd say at this point, over the course of the next couple of minutes, you can easily get up close to it.
Okay.
I check for signs of
Yeah, I'm looking for tracks as well.
Make a survival check.
7.
I want to
6.
look at the cart itself. See what I
It's a
can.
natural 1 plus 3.
You can keep saying these plus modifiers all you like, Sarah. I'm afraid it's not going to help you.
Makes me feel better.
Well, something has to.
Oh,
Damn.
Don't know how to feel.
welcome to my world.
To my world.
To MaudeWorld.
It's the name of the show.
What?
So sorry.
You
Natural
told me
1,
this was Andy World.
6.
10, 6,
7.
7. Cool. I'll get
I
you all
plus one.
momentarily. Sorry, Bella.
I wanted to look
She's
at the
dead.
cart. I wanted to look. I just want to look
blood in the
at the cart, in the cart, see if I can see any signs of anything. Note.
Make an investigation check.
Do it.
17.
17. Okay, so Vela goes over to the cart, has a look. The rest of you all start looking around. The three of you, you've sort of the halflings and the human. You've all gotten into a rhythm, walking and keeping an eye out, and sort of this general sort of tension that's been slowly building in all of you over the last few hours, being sort of just out in the middle of nowhere, and you sort of right, okay, tracks. Let's right, and you sort of all start looking around, but you don't really find anything of note. Vela, you look at the cart, and you can see it's been turned over. It's lying at a very sort of odd, awkward angle. It's sort of if it was sort of travelling on it's been pushed over from its left side as it was going forward, seemingly back the way you came, and it sort of crashed into a couple of nearby trees. You sort of look, and it's almost as if something on its left, something massive, sort of picked it up and pushed it over as it crashed into nearby trees. There's a couple of heavy claw scratches in the cart. Other than that, it looks like it could get back onto its feet if it had anything to pull it, but it's taken some damage. Damerus, you look around and you can see several sets of prints. Most of them appear to be animal prints. You would guess maybe at wolf. Maybe some other things, you're not quite sure. But they vary in size, in shape, and in direction. It appears that there were quite a lot of them sort of scattered around the area. And you didn't notice any of this as you were... You didn't notice anything similar to this as you were coming from Corvushold, from that direction. this set of these various tracks seem to be isolated to this specific area, or at least in the immediate area that you've been investigating.
Okay. I point them out to everyone, let everyone know what I found.
Burden has a look, and he kind of gets down, looks up at the sky, looks up at the clouds.
Can I help him?
Yes, go ahead and make a survival check. Because he just rolled the same number twice.
That would be 23.
23,
I
okay.
definitely should have been helping out here. I am proficient in this.
Really?
That's very good.
Yeah, so Burden kind of like, you point this out to him and he's just like, yeah, that looks like that, alright. Wolf, bear, dire wolf, something else. I can't tell where. God damn it, think, man, think. Where's it coming from? I can't. Any ideas? And you kind of you have a look around, and you sort of you look at the nearest tracks to you from where you were walking up the path, and you follow those round. They sort of moved around in a very wide arc away from the cart. You would surmise this is probably where they came in initially and came in to stand to block the road. There's a whole mess of various animal prints there. And then eventually they turn into more shorter, stubbier footprints, more akin to boots.
Mm-hmm.
And you follow those around and around in a very wide arc for a couple of minutes, and they seem to lead off towards the southeast. And that appears to be a very significant trail in amongst the mess of all the various others. You also do see at one point a set of boot tracks, faded a little bit, but running off towards back down the road away, and you sort of take a look and look at the boot tracks behind you. They appear to match Burden's footprints. Appear to be, corroborating his story.
Mm-hmm. It's this way.
Right,
I
then.
point out where the footprints are,
Sounds good to me.
Yes, let's go.
Thank you.
but they appear to not be in animal form from this point onwards.
All right then.
That can only be a good thing.
That's good.
Yes.
I suppose in human form they'll be less able to smell us coming.
Or if they've got regular wolves with us, with them,
Mm.
they might be able to.
Dwarf form.
Apologies.
That's all right.
In Dwarven, I say to him, humans.
Oh, you're the only one who speaks it as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Howls the only person who speaks Dwarven. Burden kind of just looks back to you and cracks a smile and cracks a smile, breaking his tension a little bit, and he just looks back at you and goes again in Dwarven, right?
I've seen that laugh before. You were being racist again.
But if I do it in another language, that's not so bad, right?
Not just you're sneaky about it. You're a sneaky racist.
In Halfling, I say, you wait till we get home, boy.
Please don't hit me again.
Wow, that got dark quick. So,
Why we share a room?
so you continue down the path. Same marching order, I assume.
Mm.
Yeah.
You might go at the front, actually.
I'll be at the
Oh
front.
yeah,
Okay.
I'll switch with Vela. I'll
Okay.
go to the back and keep an eye on our rear.
Right. Everybody.
Just ours.
Yes. Just yours.
There's no. There's no non-suggestive way to say it. Can everybody make a perception check, please?
I say.
We all notice Drake's
That's not
ass.
good.
Well, hello.
9.
9.
9.
22.
Modded 1?
6.
Oh.
11.
11. Okay. So
You're gonna get eaten by wolves.
What happened to Drake? Wow.
My passive perception's mine.
Mine too.
So it's mine.
So, you're all sort of following these tracks, and you notice that the tracks split off into different groups. You see that they are moving around. You can see various other animal tracks that join them and move away, sort of on a trail, almost. But it's hard. It's getting harder to make out the individual groups. You can see they're clearly moving in one direction, but the individual tracks, it's harder to make out. Esther, you just once again hear that very distant.
They're snoring.
Let's go.
Sneak attack.
And Esther, you hear this. And then, separate to this group, you also hear, oh, much, much closer.
Boy, I was glad those wolves were ages away.
There are wolves very close now. Weapons now. Yes, weapons.
Luckily, I had my bow out.
And you all, as you're Esther, you see this group approaching from behind.
Damn it, Damerus.
If you take your eyes off my ass for 1 second.
A
Bad guys.
a group of about
Might be.
a group of about 6 wolves who have somehow managed to sneak up on you.
I really dropped the ball here, guys.
You did.
I'm terribly sorry.
Only one of them, though.
Just one.
A group of 6 wolves about 40 feet away from you, closing in and encircling you fast. Ladies and gentlemen, roll initiative.
Hooray!
And again, that's exactly how I got initiative last time. Oh, that's not as good a reroll.
That's good. This might be the highest initiative I've had in the campaign so far.
That's not hard.
I know. It's really not difficult.
But then it's good for you for someone else to be within 5 feet already. So
Yeah, it's actually better
Or
for
not, because...
Oh,
Or
it's now
not.
yours.
Oh yes.
How about your own rules?
Swashy, swashy, buckle, buckle.
So 25 to 20.
It's good, but it's not that good.
Okay.
we'll all get eaten.
I'm too busy scolding Damerus.
20 to 15.
19.
16.
15.
It's nice that other people get to go, isn't it?
We're just going to kill these animals before you get a chance to tell us not to.
15 to 10.
10.
Oh no.
Every time you see animals.
Bella,
7.
better than last time.
Yeah, it's not a 2.
And better than Burden.
Oh, no.
Wolves? Wolves?
This is like
Disney
last time.
wolves.
See, that's how they get stuck up.
Yeah.
Wait, wolves? No, I mean wolves. Okay, so as good as 19 is, Damerus.
Oh no.
That's good for me.
That's great for
It
you.
is good for you.
It's a
Unfortunately,
legitimately good score.
yes. Unfortunately, however,
You suck.
yes,
That's
Esther,
not true.
Esther, you are the only one that sees them coming, and you're able to get this warning off. But they do, unfortunately, all see you, and they are able to move in first for the attack.
Ruh-roh.
Are we,
Like a surprise
surprised?
round.
Not a surprise round, because Ester did spot them. They just rolled very well on initiative. So, let's see here.
Good job. Creepy girl, 1. Wolves, 0.
So, so marching order is Burden and Vela,
Me.
Drake.
I'm closest to the wall.
Yeah. Sorry?
I'm in the middle.
Drake,
Esther, her.
Esther, me,
Esther, Herb,
Damerus.
Damerus. Right, okay. So,
There's going to be a
Wolves.
red mark in the snow and a bit of purple.
Do you remember the
skin.
arrow that went through you? It was like the wolf just goes through you.
so
Oh god. Is it bad? Do
So-
I take it out or I leave it in?
you see this group of wolves approach, and as you're all in the process of drawing your weapons, and 2 of these wolves are taking the lead, bounding forward, much larger than the other 4 that you see. And these 2 wolves are going to go for the 2 individuals at the back, which are Damerus and Herb. So,
Oh god.
Yeah,
Damerus, that is a 23 versus AC.
that just hits.
Oh, it's funny because 23 is a high number that is much higher than your AC. Can I have you make a strength saving throw, please?
You could try.
Yep, -1. Okay, 17.
17. Okay, so you're
You're
just
bad.
you're just able to
No.
you're just able to draw your weapon in time, and you sort of hold your arm up instinctively to try and hold it off. This direwolf bites down on your arm.
That's gonna leave a mark, bud.
Yeah, it is. You take 11 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
As it
Good. Good.
bites down on your arm,
I'm bloodied.
You've forgotten what good means. How bad did it bite you?
pouncing forward, trying to sort of climb on top of you. You're just able to hold fast and stand strong, but it's very much on you. Herb, the other one, comes up round the other side on
Come
your
at me,
left.
bro!
That's cocked. That's also a 23 versus AC.
Yeah, big time, yeah.
Can I have you, Herb, make a strength saving throw, please?
Oh god.
You both my negative
8.
8. Okay, you take 9 points of piercing damage
Jesus.
as this direwolf, many times your size, many times any of your sizes, in fact, but more so for Herb. It again.
Ragdoll.
It
Sexy rag.
It pounces forward. You're thrown a few feet back, and it jumps on top of your chest, taking a bite out of your chest. You take the 9 points of piercing damage, and you are knocked prone.
Oh,
Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all.
The other wolves are going to come around and go for the rest of you.
Oh, silly wolves. They have someone on the ground. If it were me, I would
Wolves
eat
could have
it.
eaten us and killed us.
God. If they use tactics.
Silly wolves.
guys, something the DM ideas. Yes, 1 on all of you against you, Drake. That's oh dear, I'm rolling well. That is a 23 versus AC.
Actually, surprisingly, no.
You're using that weighted dice again. Oh, that motherfucker. Yeah.
This is the motherfucker that cursed you. I rolled a 19 on that. Can you make a strength saving throw for me, please, Drake?
My lie failed. He saw through. I could give you a 9.
You are knocked prone.
Oh no.
Does that mean the 2
You
halflings
tell
are
him,
just
boy!
lost in the snow?
Underneath walls.
Get up, my granddad!
You say this another wolf, smaller than the other 2 admittedly, but still another wolf, pounces on you. You take 6 points of piercing damage as it bites down on your leg.
You call that a bite?
I mean, yes. What I just did in the narrative. Against Vela. That, however, is only a 12 versus AC.
Yeah, it hits.
Because you're not transformed here.
Can you make a strength saving throw for me, please, Vela?
Fucking hell.
I get knocked down.
Oh,
Don't get
no.
up again.
5.
5.
Fucking hell. This could be a TPK, everyone.
They're just playing
I've already got
dominoes
my
with
next
us
character.
right now.
It has been known.
That's
This would be the second TPK from Maude to us. So.
Yeah.
What? That's you take 7 points of piercing damage, and you are 2 knocks prone.
We're part of the
Damerus,
Sharp
the weakling, is so far the only one to survive this.
I know.
Esther.
I don't understand
We can come
it.
back as part of the mouldy snails.
I would like to, with my bonus action.
It's not your turn.
No, you're being attacked.
Oh, I'm being attacked. Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
It's like it's your turn, but way more painful.
But wait,
And you get to do nothing
Esther, that's
about it.
15 versus AC.
No.
No.
No. I have a shield, motherfucker.
Okay, so you take up your serving platter shield, and it launches it's over your chest, and you're like, "Ugh," you take a
Bing.
step back and
What's your AC?
Hmm?
What's your AC?
16.
very good. And against
What armor you wear?
Burden.
What armor do you wear?
That is
leather.
Yep, that's gonna hit.
And your dex is?
Leather armor and a shield, and my dex is 3.
Cool.
So another wolf digs its jaws into Burden. He takes 8 points of piercing damage.
Does he go down?
No, he doesn't. He sees it coming and stands strong. It's got a wolf bitten into his arm, but he sort of bites it, throws it back, and starts to aim his crossbow. So that's their turn.
This is how you were so dominant.
Bite them back. So that's their turn. So you two are prone. You 3 are prone, in fact.
I'm just having a lie down.
Apparently so. Damerus, you're up. Esther, you're on deck.
Okay,
Do we still
well,
get a turn, or we just...
Yeah,
all of our
you have to use half your
Half.
movement to get up.
Half.
Yeah.
bleeding a lot. I'm just gonna try and attack this large wolf
Okay.
with 2 attacks.
Make an attack roll.
Is there anyone within 5 feet of us?
Not of you, because they all went for different individuals.
So you would say that myself and the wolf are 5 feet away from everyone else in the combat.
I will allow this, yes.
Wonderful. If I hit,
You
I
swash
will
and
trigger
you
sneak
buckle.
attack.
Very well.
But I don't get advantage. Oh no.
Sorry, you don't get advantage.
No, so I rolled 2 attacks. I'm doing my
2 attacks, sorry, yes,
my
yes.
action and my bonus action.
Sorry, yes.
So the first attack is a 12.
12 misses. It
Yeah.
it strikes, but this hide is much thicker than you think.
The second one's a 15.
15 does hit.
Hey! So that's a sneak attack.
Oh,
But
you.
without my modifier. But
Just try it.
Love they snuck up on us and just bit all of us, and you're the one doing a sneak
I
attack.
know. So that's 4.
Well, to be fair, they didn't bite him, he's bloody, so they're probably
thinking.
thinking, he's easy prey. It's like, haha, surprisingly, no!
11 points of damage
11
total.
points of damage.
Nice.
That's what you get.
Not enough to
11
live.
points of damage to me.
Okay, so you.
I would also like to back up away from it because it can't make an attack of opportunity against me.
So it can't. So where you're kind of all in this line
Swash
right
and
now.
buckle.
Yes,
Um,
swash and or buckle.
You are swashing and or buckling. Where
yes.
would you like to back up to?
I guess.
Esther and Burden are the only 2 that are not prone.
Yeah, I will. Actually, no. I'll just circle around this thing. I don't really want to pull it towards anyone else. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll just kind of circle around 15 feet around it, just making a bunch of noise to try and keep its attention on me.
Okay. It's
Boogity boogity.
Hey, buddy! Remember when I stabbed you in the face?
Just now?
When you tried to eat my arm? Look at this blood!
Do you want to get whipped in the face? Because that's what happens to people who don't trust my stories. Whipped in the face. So, Dangerous Coast for a reference. Esther, you're up. Herb, you're on deck. You see your friends. You see your friends around you. Like everyone is bleeding. Most people have wolves on top of them. Herb and Damerus particularly are engaging
Try
these much
speaking
larger
to them now.
wolves. You and
I will.
your rest of your companions have the smaller wolves on you.
Very well. I would like to, in panic, cast my holy symbol. Healing word. 1d4 plus 2 plus. I should know all my stats by heart, but I don't. 7.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Very
So
good.
What's your
Yeah.
wisdom?
3. Because it's wisdom plus proficiency. It's just.
No, it's wisdom, but it's 1d4 plus wisdom.
Yeah.
Just your wisdom. Sorry, my bad.
That's okay.
So that's 5 then,
Cool.
instead of what I said, which was a wrong
Still
thing.
real good. Thank you very much.
Okay. Healing word, like normally the rule is like you can't cut if you cast one spell, the other spell you cast that turn has to be a cantrip. I feel healing word should be one of those spells that you can cast in addition because it's literally just So you can cast another spell at first level or whatever if you wish.
Thank you very much, Mr. DM Person, sir. I would like to cast Bane, my last first level spell slot. Yes, at the two dire wolves. So who's got wolves on top of them?
Me!
So are they dire wolf, normal wolf?
Dire wolf, normal wolf, normal wolf.
Those ones, anyway. I would like to cast Bane. That's charisma saving throws from all of them, please.
Sorry, to confirm, are you casting it on the 2 dire wolves or the wolves on top of everybody?
Oh, I thought it was 2 dire wolves on top of...
It's
Damerus
2
is
dire wolves,
on
Damerus
the
is on the
dire
other
wolf.
dire wolf.
I would
But
like
it's not on top of him.
Okay, I would like to cast it on
Yeah.
the 2 dire wolves and... Is there a dire wolf on you? Yeah. And the one on you. Because you've got like a million hit points. You can just turn into stuff all the time. So you're good. Charisma saving throws, please.
Charisma saving throws.
Charisma.
They are not charismatic, funnily enough. DC of...
13.
Doesn't matter, they all fail.
I love charisma saving throws. They're my favourite.
It's useful against animals.
Yeah.
But they all fail, so they now have -1 d4 to
To attacks and saving throws.
attacks and saving throws. Very well. Very good. Esther, do you wish to do anything else?
I'm kind of in the middle of the group right now, and so I'm gonna stay put. But I'm just gonna prep my crossbow if I can.
Sure. Okay. Herb, you are up. Drake, you're on deck.
I'll struggle to my feet, if possible.
Yes, you can do that. Yeah, you sort of like back off and crawl out from underneath the wolf. Stand up with half your movement.
Great, and then clock him with the staff.
Go ahead, make an attack roll.
21.
21 hits.
Yeah.
That's how Herb
Yeah.
does it. Why am I rolling over? That's a d4.
I was
This is
gonna
my
say.
d8. d8 plus 4. 7 damage.
7 damage.
Benson with that sweet key to do a flurry of blows.
Okay, go ahead and make your attacks.
You no longer bloodied.
That's
still hurt.
9.
9 to hit. 9 to, yeah. So you sort of like with the side of the staff try to sort of come back down over with a back fist on the snout. It hits it, but it just shakes it off.
18.
18 does hit.
8.
8 points of damage. This time, as it's sort of growling, ready to bite at you again. You come up with again that uppercut under the chin. It reels back, shakes it off, and
I like to use my disengage and back away 10 feet and prepare myself for it to pounce again.
yes, you can do that very well. Way of the doddery old fool.
Yes.
Yes, that is Herb. Drake, you're up. Vela, you're on deck.
So he's half a movement to stand up.
Yep.
Now that he's backed away 10 feet and the Damerus is circled round,
Yes.
is there a way I can hit both direwolves, say, within a 10-foot explosion of an arrow? And not my friend.
Sure. Yes.
Then I would like to shoot at the one that was attacking my granddad.
Very well. Give it cake too.
It's 12.
It's my boy.
12 to hit. 12 misses, yep.
Action surge.
This is blood.
But how about 28?
28 it does hit.
As long as it's not cupcake arcade.
That's 15 damage.
15 damage. Did you say you're exploding it?
Yeah.
So everything takes 15 damage. Okay. Wait, everything takes a total of 15.
He takes, the first one will be, so 9 damage
Yep.
to the first wolf, and then it and the other dire wolf takes 6 damage.
Right, got it. Yeah. So, the arrow flies out, and once again, for the second time today, you all see it fly up, hit the wolf in the side, it lets out a cry of pain, and then that familiar blue, purplish energy explodes, and they cry out, both the wolves cry out in pain, sort of like searching around for the source of this damage, looking at you.
7.
Anything else, Drake?
No, I'm good.
Okay, Vela, you are up.
Yay! Finally. Okay. First of all, I'm gonna say, just generally, I'm not gonna cast Speak with Animals for this one. But stop! What are you doing? What are you doing? We're friends, not foe. Am I still allowed to have a bonus action, or would you count that as my bonus action? Can that be a free action?
Given that you're not casting Speak with Animals, given that it's like a few seconds of speech, I'll allow that. That's a free action.
Cool. So then I would like to use my bonus action to summon my bear spirit totem
Yes.
to give us all 5 plus 3, 8 temporary hit points. Plus we have
Druids.
advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. What's in
Oh man,
That's really useful.
Yeah.
And whereabouts are all the wolves at the moment?
So one is on top of you. The 2 dire wolves are towards the back, and there's kind of like one wolf hounding everybody. Hounding everybody.
2 dire wolves near the back. Did
Yes.
you say?
Correct.
Okay.
Sorry, summoning the bear spirit is a bonus action.
It is.
Yeah, very good.
Yes. Okay, I'd like to get up.
Yep,
because
half your
I'm prone
movement.
at the
Yep.
moment, yeah. And I would like to cast Entangle near where the 2 dire wolves are.
Okay, what does Entangle do, please?
It is weeds and vines sprouting up from the ground in a 20-foot square, starting from a point within range, so it's got a 90-foot range. So as long
Yep.
as it's just covering the 2.
Yep, that's fine. You can get those 2 dire wolves, I would say, in that radius.
The plants turn the ground into difficult terrain. A creature in the area when you cast the spell must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by entangling plants until the spell ends.
DC of
14.
14. So one of them succeeds, one of them fails. So the one that was on Herb, which is kind of like looking a bit weaker, has taken more damage. Suddenly these strange, like it's almost as if the grass that has long since died from being so high up here in the cold, like these very long, sinuous stalks of grass emerge up from out of the ground, wrap themselves around the legs of all of these various wolves, of both these various wolves. One of them kind of just like claws at the ground and manages to break out of it. The other one is like still trying and is being restrained by these plants. So
snare.
it likes the cold and the overcast weather.
So which one is the one that's attacking me is instead?
Yes.
Great.
Cool. Anything else, Vela?
No.
Okay. It is Bird's turn. He's going to take his crossbow and he's going to back off first and manages to dodge out of the way of the wolf's snapping bite, and he's going to take a shot at the creature with his crossbow.
What does restrain mean for him?
You have advantage on attack rolls.
I have advantage on him.
Yeah. However, unfortunately, the bolt goes wide as he's sort of like pulls his arm out of the way to avoid the shot, and it just embeds itself in the snow. And it's like, damn it! But that is going to be his turn. Damerus, you will be up after the wolves' turn.
Yes.
So, does Entangle grant the wolves a saving throw at the end of their turn? Okay. So,
Yeah.
so this one. Okay, so Damerus, the one that was on you, having just been attacked by Drake, and having seen these vines like come out of the ground from that sort of direction. It's not a super smart animal, but it knows there's pain coming from that direction.
I think you might actually have to use an action.
A creature,
To
yes,
do-
restrained by can use its action to make a
Yeah, you
strength
need
check.
to use action to do the strength save.
So noted. Despite the difficult terrain around it, it's still a very fast creature. So it's going to come towards you.
Shut up, wolf.
Yeah, and you didn't back off from the other wolf, did you?
No.
Okay.
Just 2 wolves.
Uh-oh,
Oh,
tactics.
Couple of wolves.
My I know.
Yeah.
what this
However,
is.
even with advantage,
Double team.
Yeah.
the good thing with advantage is roll a 1.
They stack into a
yeah.
Megazord of
Yeah.
wolves.
The Mega
one
Wolf.
really
Oh
Mega
no!
What have I guys told you guys about reading the Black Book of Secrets? However, that's only a 9 versus AC.
You lose.
General Wolf Nobi. So the wolf tries to. It's trying to get up this sort of level of speed and that it's used to pouncing on its foes with. But unfortunately, it can't quite do that. It does get up to you and just snaps at you, but you dodge out of the way. with
Bad
your
dog.
Dexy halfling self. You're Dexy and you know it. The other wolf is going to attempt to break free and succeeds.
Has 2.3.
But it does use its action doing so.
Yeah.
It's going to run up towards Herb, engage with him, but
Oh.
it can't attack you this turn. The other wolves, one is going to attack you, Drake. That's better. That's a 17 versus AC.
Just.
Can you make a strength saving throw for me, please?
I can.
With advantage.
Yeah.
Yes, with advantage.
Because of the spirit.
16.
16 succeeds. So you are not prone. You sort of it does sort of it this one also leaps at you from behind, and you're just like what? And you're aware that it's there, and you turn to the side, and it sort of catches you in the side, and you take 6 points of piercing damage as it bites you, but the angle is just a bit off, and it doesn't quite bite you. It's now standing next to its larger compatriot. Growling at you, but then there is just this sudden roar from which you sort of you're looking around. Wait, what? And then you see standing next to Vela this very familiar bear spirit, the one that you saw in the cave, differently coloured this time, more the green and yellow, a very bright image in this very cold forest. But the wolf nearest you, Vela, is kind of looking a bit confused at the presence of this bear spirit. However, it is going to make a bite at you.
Is that one of the ones with Bane?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry?
Is that one of the wolves with Bane?
What?
Yes,
Yes,
it was.
with Bane. So,
Which means, because it got a 17,
see,
it does not hit me.
it does not hit me. Yes, thank you for that reminder.
Yes.
Sarah, please do.
Yes, thank you for that reminder.
Because I can't keep track of everything at once. So
Ah, dog!
it just sort of you look down. No, it got, and then you're like, oh no, I'm fine. It's just adrenaline. Oh, I'm good. Bad dog.
I can do this all day.
Which means actually that it should have. Actually, given what it rolled, it would still have succeeded at saving throw to escape from the vines.
Oh yeah.
What is your DC?
14.
Well, yeah, it still would have been fine. So that's the one on you, the one on, and there's one on Ester, one on Vela, yep, and then one on Burden. So Vela, that is a 22 versus AC.
Yeah.
Can you make a strength saving throw with advantage, please?
I can.
I'm taking all the blocks, sorry.
Sorry. Natty 20.
Natty 20. So you take 11 points. Sorry,
I feel nothing.
not 11. Sorry, you take 7 points of piercing damage.
That's
Um,
almost all the terror.
Almost.
You take 7 points of piercing damage as this wolf kind of like looks around, a bit confused between this ethereal bear spirit and you. But despite the growling threat of this creature, it decides to go for you. Pounces at you, but you feel the strength of the bear within you, and you bash it aside. But you do take that. It does take that chunk out of your arm, which is bleeding. One is going to be go for Burden. One is going to go for Ester. One on Burden misses. The one on Ester, that's a 14.
And neither of them have Bane.
Correct.
14 misses.
14 misses. Okay, so again, you're just able to you're just watching it very carefully. I mean, and you're able to block it with your carefully raised shield. That is going to be their turn. However, Damerus, you're up. Ester, you're on deck.
I would like to chase the direwolf that ran away from me
Okay.
towards Drake.
Yep.
And get behind it and make an attack.
Okay.
Flanky.
Flank it.
Well, I mean, there's another wolf on it, so no, on you.
Yeah, they're both on me, so they can't both.
They are both on you, but given the sheer size of this creature, of this direwolf, it takes 3 people to flank a large creature, basically. So
Damn.
I shall make my 2 attacks at it, probably, depending how this goes.
Well, you'll make the attacks, whether you hit.
Yeah. Oh no, that's not going to hit. That's 11.
11.
First
No,
one.
again, it's just this hide is
Or
far thicker than you think.
Yeah. That's a 16.
16 does it.
Huzzah.
I'm with
There isn't a within 5 feet, so yes, you get the sneak attack.
Oh yeah, baby. Not great to start with, so it's a 1. That's 4 damage total
Wow.
out of 3d6.
Wow, that's
I rolled
impressive.
a 1, and a 2.
It is sneaky though.
It is.
He thinks you're going to do way more damage, and you're just like, no,
It was like,
just a little bit.
You are at least you are very much on brand, Connor. So
That's
far
true.
for this show.
Yeah.
So you come up behind this wolf creature. Keeping an eye out, being careful not to get too close, striking when the time is right. You come in with 1, it bounces off the hide. You're like, what? And you come in with the second, and it just cuts it ever so slightly across the back. It takes 4 points of slashing damage. It's not looking good, but it's like, how the hell are these creatures so tough? Anything else, Damerus?
no.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick.
Esther, you're up. Herb, you're on deck.
I would like to aim my crossbow at which of the direwolves looks the most hurt.
You would say probably the one that's on Drake that Damerus just came up and snuck up behind.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will shoot at that one.
Make an attack roll.
14.
14 just hits.
Yeah. That is 5.
5 points of damage. You wait for just the right shot. Just wait, and and you shoot it just as it turns around towards Damerus, and it catches it in the shoulder. Oh! It lets out a cry of pain. It's like, and you see it's like sort of moving, trying to move towards Damerus, but it's limping, and it's bleeding blood all over the snow. It's not looking very good at all. Anything else, Esther?
Not really. No. Is there a wolf like right next to me?
Yes.
Is
This is the one you've been fending off with your shield.
there one on Herb right now?
Yes, there is a direwolf on Herb.
Two restraints.
No, he
No,
broke
he-
free, but he just walked up to you.
He broke free, but he had to use an action. So.
No, I'm just going to adopt a defensive stance that makes no difference to any of the rolls.
Very well. Unless you're a monk. That's you, Esther. Herb, you're up. Drake, you're on deck.
I'm gonna smash this dire mother with my staff.
Yep, that's fair.
No.
11. No, again, it's this thick hide that you can't quite break through.
Punch
Flurry
him.
of blows. 2 more.
Flurry of blows, that's another key point.
attacks. 23.
Yes, that hits.
That is 7 damage.
7 damage.
And the second one is a natural 1.
Natural 1.
Reroll, you'd be lucky as a
I'm
bastard.
lucky as fuck.
Runs in the family.
Not that lucky though. It's 11 again.
11. Again, this you're
Better
able
than a
to.
natural one.
Yeah, you come in round with this other punch to its side. Come in with another kick from the other side, but again, just you're like, what the fuck? These thick-hided wolves. It's just not going through.
Disengage and dodge back 10 feet ready. Attacking again.
Yes, again, like the wolf is like, "Woo!" And it's like it blinks and then it's like, it gives you a look almost as if to say, how the hell did you get over there?
Old man ways.
Old man ways. Drake, you're up. Vela, you're on deck.
How is it looking, that direwolf?
Not very good. You are right next to it, so.
No, I'm talking about the one attacking my granddad.
Oh, the one attacking your granddad.
These guys haven't really done anything to me, and I'm more worried about the old man.
Fair enough. It's also not it's taking damage. But it's still bearing down on him.
Cool, he's just moved 10 feet back, so I'm
Yeah.
going to shoot him again, and I'll give you 3 guesses what happens if I hit.
How many times can you do that?
I can do it twice every short rest.
Short rest.
15?
15 to hit.
Yeah.
Yep, that just hits.
Cool, so it's going to blow up again. So that's 11 normal damage,
Yes.
and then 7 blow up damage. It's good force damage, but I prefer blow up damage.
Damn it.
So, as you blow into the arrow, yeah. So the arrow flies out, and like this wolf is just like does not see it coming. It's prowling forward, trying to, growling, baring its teeth, ready to pounce on Herb. And then Herb, you just see this. It embeds itself in. The arrow embeds itself in this wolf's back, and before it's even got a chance to cry out in pain, this bluish purplish light fills your vision. You sort of like blink back instinctually, and then turn to look, and you see that there is nothing left but wolf viscera all over the floor.
Wolfness.
And over you.
At that point, I've got a dire wolf and a normal wolf on me, so I've sorted him out. I'll take the sword out. No, okay, just wait for my next turn.
Very well. Give him cake too. Vela, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna cast bark skin on myself.
Okay.
'Cause I don't want to get hit anymore.
Bark.
Yeah, so that's my AC is 16 now.
Ooh. And yay! 16. So again, you watch as how long does Barkskin last? Just out of curiosity.
Bark skin lasts for up to an hour.
Up to an hour. Okay, so you watch as Vela's skin takes on a hard and dull quality as as her skin color, normally sort of quite pale in her current form, begins to darken, and it's almost as if it's being covered in thick layers of wood, of tree bark. Hopefully that will help, and hopefully people can get over their juvenile laughter.
No.
What, you mean the fact that Bella's got a woody?
She's covered in wood.
It's so hard right now.
You need guys to grow up.
I was really expecting a dick joke.
I didn't have a good one.
It's fine, Alex. You will someday.
Do I
I was
have?
on your side.
Do I have any wolves?
Look
in
what
front
happens.
Yes, there is. Did you got knocked? No, you didn't get knocked down.
No.
You did in fact get back
Didn't
up
have
again.
to get up again.
Yeah. They ain't never gonna knock you down.
Exactly.
But no, there is a wolf on you.
I'm just gonna say again. Stop.
Hammer time.
Sorry, I should have. Sorry, this is something I forgot to do. On their turn, the vague impression you got from their growls was just kill for the pack.
Apparently they're not a fan.
Burden takes out his crossbow, and this time his bolt strikes true on the wolf that is hounding him. It's D10. Where's my D10? There's the D10. And the wolf. Yeah, you watch as Burden just takes careful line up the shot. The wolf pounces forward and he releases the bolt, and it flies straight into the center of the wolf's chest, and with a very pitiful the wolf flies past him and rolls several feet ahead of him, but it falls to the ground bleeding and unmoving.
Was that one of the ones with Bane on, or a different one?
That was a different one.
Yeah, there were two. I've killed one of the ones with Bane on, and the other two are on me.
Yeah, that's correct. Speaking of which, it's now their turn. So
No, Ester, decent. Oh god!
So Drake, that is minus D4. 18 was AC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a paddle.
And can you make a strength saving throw for me, please?
Advantageously, I will.
Correct.
This could go really, really bad.
18.
18. You're fine. But the wolf does again sort of pounce by you. It sort of goes over your shoulder, but it bites you in the chest for 9 points of piercing damage.
All my temporaries and one more.
The second one.
Wolf motherfucker.
The second one is then coming in for you.
Seems fair.
That's
Bane?
Yes, it is baned. That's 17 versus AC.
Yeah, that just hits.
Unfortunately, they're rolling with advantage. You take another 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay, now I'm bloody.
And can you make a strength saving throw again for me, please, with advantage?
I'm going to reroll that one because I'm lucky.
Yep.
19.
19, yep, you're fine. These wolves are not knocking you down, but they are taking chunks out of you.
I can do this all day!
Then there's one on... That's it. So then there's one on Vela and one on Ester.
Most.
Vela against you, that is 14.
Hooray!
Alright, so it bites down and like it's just... It's like trying to take a bite out of your hard wooden skin. But it's just not working for whatever reason. Can you make a
Happens to the
strength?
best of us.
Can you make a strength saving throw? Very good.
Another way.
Oh.
Oh no.
8, I think it is.
Number 8.
8.
I'm a 40.
You do in fact get knocked down. Whether or not
You
you will
get
get
up
up again is a different matter.
Let's see next round.
Esther, nope. You again. It comes at you, but this wolf is just stupid. It doesn't seem to learn. It's just pouncing, and you just like bashing it away with your shield.
At some point, you're just standing there like this. What else is happening?
He's like looking over.
Pretty much.
Do that.
Fire
We're
some
okay.
crossbow bolts this way.
Yeah.
Spells over there. Blah, blah, blah.
This is great. I'm gonna get a tower shield and just like
You
set
need
up
like a
every
little-
combat.
Need like a window port in it so you can see
Yeah.
what's happening on the other side.
Are you still there? Okay, good.
Damerus, you're up. Esther, you're on deck.
Okay, I would like to hit the direwolf again.
Okay.
Still. Hopefully I'll hit with
You
my
sort of-
main attack this time.
You come back around the other side of it easily enough.
Yeah. Okay, that's probably going to hit a 17.
17 does hit.
Yes! I get to add my modifiers to an attack
Fucking
for the
A.
first time today, because everything I've hit has been my secondary attack.
So now it'll be 1 plus your dex.
Yes, is this in melee with anyone else?
Yeah, with Drake. Yeah.
Cool, so sneak attack as well.
Nom, tasty halfling.
Oof, that's 9 for the first hit.
Good.
And then the sneak attack damage. 9, 12, 16 points of damage total.
16 points of damage. Okay, so you come up. It's round the other side of Drake, and you kind of just take a running jump with short sword in hand, jam it down on top of this direwolf, and for a moment it almost looks as if you're riding it, and you just bring your short sword down into the back of its head. And its mouth just hangs open and its eyes go dead as it falls to the floor, bleeding out.
Wonderful. I would like to...
There's still one more.
Yes, I would like to take my sword out of its head, do a lovely little forward roll in the snow, and attack the other one.
Go ahead.
No more sneak attack, because I can only do that once around. But is it in melee?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's still attacking
So
me as well.
I have advantage on this attack, or no?
Yes, because it's a regular sized wolf.
Well, fuck your regular wolf.
Oh, that was not good. I rolled a 5 and a 6.
Oh no.
So that's
Damerus!
11 total.
11, no, it just bounces off its hide.
That's cool. I had my cool moment.
Yeah, you took out a dive. There are 3 wolves left. Esther, you're up. Herb, you're on deck.
There are 3 normal wolves left.
Correct.
I would like to attack the one on Herb.
There is one on you, there is one on Drake, and there is one on Bella.
One on me blew up.
I blew it up.
Blew up.
Exploded.
Yeah, the only wolf that is on Herb is Dead Wolf.
Is liquid.
Yeah, misted wolf.
I would like to shoot the one on
Not the
Bella.
worst thing you've had on you.
Very well.
No. 6.
6, no. Just flies over.
Because I don't have that little slit to see through
This
yet.
is it.
Indeed, you just have far much more space to see through. Anything else?
Confusing.
Anything
So
else,
much
Esther?
of it.
So much space.
Esther, anything else?
No.
Very well. Herb, you're up.
To
Drake, you're on deck.
charge at the one that Damerus is attacking and go full staff mental on it.
Staff mental, that's a phrase.
An old man.
You
wildly
may
waving
attack
his
with
staff.
advantage, Herb, because
Love advantage.
you are surrounding the people. Ooh,
That
get
is
back.
good. Not good.
Did you get knocked down?
14.
Yeah.
14 does hit.
Well, it's 10 damage.
10 damage.
Yes.
So, these wolves are nowhere near as tough as their much larger compatriots. You just, like, as this wolf is backing off, trying to, away from Damerus's blade, you come up round the other side and whack it just in the side of the temple, and you just hear a loud crack as you hear its neck snap.
Crikey.
And it falls to the floor dead.
Is there another one nearby?
Uh,
my bonus.
The other one, nearest one, will probably be the one that's been futilely attempting to attack Ester.
Yeah, it is that.
Can I get to it with my unarmed bonus?
At your speed, definitely, yes.
Is
Yeah,
its
you
muzzle
can-
starting to get bruised now? The number of times.
It just looks confused.
Has this one been damaged at all?
No.
Okay, I'm going to spend my final key point to flurry of blows.
Okay.
24.
24 definitely hits.
5 damage.
Okay. Second attack.
17.
17 hits.
5 damage.
5 damage. So you come up to this one on Ester, and it just doesn't see you coming whatsoever at all. And you first land a kick on it into the side. It falls to the floor, and then you come around with another one stomping on its neck, and it dies.
Damn.
Stay down!
Anything else, Herb?
No, thank you. I'm going to use my luck because I get my 10 feet from that to head towards the last one.
Very well. Yes, easy enough. The one that's growling over the top of Vela. Drake, you are up. Vela, you're on deck.
I'm going to draw my 2 hand crossbows.
Yep.
Like in the last one.
Make your attacks.
17.
17 hits.
Love it when I hit. 8 damage.
Yes, 8 damage. It's still up.
19.
19 hits.
2 damage.
2 damage. Take your victory, Drake.
So just turn around, drop my sword, pick up the third.
Yep, easily enough. So you draw the crossbows. The danger having now passed for all of these other creatures that surprised you before. Take aim. Fire them both at once. And it's thrown off of Vela. It rolls several times and then just falls over dead. Its legs stuck up in the air, bleeding out.
We're done here.
Everyone all right?
I'm going to take a second wind because I'm not all right.
For the most part.
Burden comes over to you, Vela, offers you a hand. Pulls you up.
Thank you.
So how long do temporary hit points last?
Nearly last for 1 minute.
I believe the bear spirit lasts for like a minute.
Yeah.
So
It will fade soon.
Do we
Yeah.
need to take a rest?
I'm okay. Not great. But I'm not bad either.
Yeah, me too.
Did you say something about there being another spirit that appeared? Or am I making that up?
Sounds like you.
I was just describing your
Okay, no, that's
your
fine.
bear spirit because I had planned to describe it when it initially appeared, but I didn't. So
Yeah.
I described it.
When you described it, I was like, is that mine? Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, no,
What?
it's yours.
What? What's happening?
Odds, arrows, bolts break, even they stay.
Sure.
Break. Keep. Break.
You'll need to do that if you want to retrieve your
Break.
bolt.
Yes. Odd. What was odd again?
Breaks.
Breaks. Ooh.
The hides of these wolf creatures are very thick and tough, much more so than you have all expected.
I've lost 4 arrows and 4 bolts today.
Carol's going to be furious.
It comes out of my pay. But, I'm glad I got the extra kind of ranged weapon.
Are you alright, Vela? I know that was probably not something that you were much of a fan of.
Well, I don't understand. They said they're just trying to kill for the pack. That's all they said.
Isn't that
kill,
what wolves do?
Kill for the pack. Yeah.
Do
But
you
what,
think-
what did we do to them? We didn't do
We
anything.
were probably in their territory.
Yeah, I was going to say, aren't they territorial? Like,
Do you think they were also told that we were here to attack them?
I think so, because these druids apparently have some sort of control over the wolves as well.
that's really unhelpful for our purposes.
Yes.
Wait. Sorry. Did you say they said this to you, the wolves?
Well, they didn't. I asked them to stop, and they said what they were doing was they were killing for the pack.
That's odd.
Well, we met some eagles earlier who were saying that they had to attack us because they were told we'd take their eggs. So, giant eagles, probably.
Yes.
To clarify that.
Whilst we were on the way to meet you, actually.
Yeah.
Not
quite a
this
day.
morning. Yeah, it's been a very
Yeah, I'm liking this less and less. If I'm honest.
Can I be watching his face quite closely to see how he reacts as we're telling him this?
Make an insight check. Honestly, one potential traitor in one watch in one city in everyone's a villain.
Well, of
18.
course.
Approach the DM.
While this is happening, I just want to
It's going to be a challenging
just lean down to the wolf that was in front of me and just you kind of gently petting it.
Okay.
The dead wolf.
It
And
it looks
try not to cry.
It looks peaceful in death. Even it looks a bit almost just sad. Its legs in the air, like that.
Oh, that was way more sad than I
Yes.
was hoping for.
Well, I think it might be safe to say, Vela, that while your gifts of being able to talk to creatures of the land and sea like this is very useful,
Destroy him!
very useful, that you may want to
opposite of what I just
steel
told you.
yourself for the rest of this adventure. We may run into more creatures like this over the next few weeks.
Well, by the sounds of things, this is probably going to be a common occurrence.
Yes.
Certainly. Right, actually, Shauna.
Are you okay with fighting animals?
Wow. I don't know if I'm okay with it, but I don't
Well,
want
I
anyone to
don't know.
hurt us.
I don't know that you have to be okay with it. I just think that, well, if these dwarven druids have been trying to convince the creatures of the land around here that civilized folk are trying to harm them and take things from them, then maybe we can
Reason with them.
Yes.
If you can speak to them, I mean, it saves us fighting and it saves us killing things on
Exactly. It may just end up that we need to convince these dwarven druids to move on, probably violently, unfortunately. But then if they're gone, then maybe the animals will return back to being just animals.
That's true.
And if we don't get bitten anymore, that's always a plus.
That is very, yes. My arm is not doing well, but I'm sure I'll be fine.
Right.
Can
So,
certainly
other
push
than
on.
our blood all around the snow at the moment, are there any tracks or anything?
Make a survival check.
Do you want some help?
Yes, please. Oh no, never mind. 20 modded. But I mean, yeah, if you want to help.
Nah.
You seem like you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Guys, it's this way. It's a big sign. I don't know how we didn't see this before. Evil druids this way. They meant to write it in Druidic, but they got lazy.
Yeah, fine. Okay, Money 20. You have a look. You can see, the wolf tracks leading back the way, where they come, because obviously they approach you from behind. The blood has muddied the proverbial waters somewhat, as it is now, spreading and spoiling the otherwise fairly untainted and clean snow. But you do look, and you can see that the tracks do sort of continue roughly in the direction that you've been walking.
Cool. Should we head on?
Mm-hmm.
Shauna's not getting any safer.
Yes, so let's keep
Are
going.
you all right to continue? I mean, I saw you took some hits there.
Oh,
I'm good.
yes, it's nothing we haven't dealt with before. Let's keep going at least.
But if we wanted a short rest, that would get me what you might call all of my abilities back. So whenever we're feeling at that stage, my vote is a yes.
Yes, I think we should definitely keep going on for a while. If we end up having to stop before the day is out, then we stop, albeit briefly. But
All right. Let me know. And and Burton starts leading the way forward again, following again sort of the rough trail that you pointed out. You continue on for another half an hour or so. Vela and Drake, you're still up at the front, aren't you?
Yeah.
Can I have you both make perception checks, please?
I can certainly try. No. Oh no.
No,
That's
that's
actually
good.
okay.
This is not good though.
No, that's the other one.
That's still a 10.
15. I'm on edge.
compared to the two nature-based people, Drake, you actually did the best.
Guys, where are you going? That's a tree. It's a tree. Come on. But I have the same skin now.
We are the same.
Yeah, so about half an hour goes by, so you still have your butt skin up. On the way, Vela teaches Drake how to play tree.
I'm still losing.
Really impressive. But Drake, you see something ahead in the distance. Everyone stops and Burton's like, wait, what? Just what the? And he also at this point spots it. You see what looks to be very positioned next to a nearby tree. Is what looks to be at this distance. In fact, I'd say you'd probably be able to see it at this distance. It's about 30 feet away. You see a tall spike, and on this spike there is a head that has been placed.
Can I see? Is it a female head?
No. It appears to be basically it's quite sort of short hair and looks to be something of a beard as well. Looks to be a male dwarf.
It would seem we're about to enter hostile territory. As opposed to the wolf-infested territory we've been in until now.
Well, it's certainly a good thing I've used so many of my spells.
Oh, exactly, and me all my abilities. We'll be ready to go. I suggest we kind of sneakily approach it and see if there's any sign or anything further than the big warning of a head on a spike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everybody make a stealth check, please.
That I can actually do. Oh, no, never mind.
Not today.
I actually suggest, that we rest. They've had Sherry for hours now. If they were going to kill her, it would be done. They don't seem the type to engage in lengthy torture. So, the way I see it, we lose little by waiting half an hour. But it could prevent us dying, which I'm often told is desirable.
Yes, yeah, the argument is sound. What have we seen? Do you say this before or after we sneak up?
Is it like a... I mean, I rolled a 2, so...
as
we're sneaking up.
As we're sneaking.
So, so as you're moving forward here, this is going on. What are everyone's stealth checks? 9?
7.
17.
9. 2.
5.
One person over 10.
Okay. Good to know.
One person over 9.
Not.
Are you approaching the
spike?
The spike.
Yeah, specifically.
Okay. Drake and Vela.
Wait, dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
Oh fuck!
Oh.
I should have.
I had. No.
Ah, that's fine. 23.
23. Okay.
11.
So, as you step forward, like looking to, sort of looking at this grotesque image and, hopefully looking to, show this individual some basic respect, you step forward and the ground feels odd. And Drake, you sort of hear a snapping sound and you look down and the ground begins to shift ever so slightly and you instinctively just jump back. Vela, you are not so fortunate, and this net that was placed on the ground pulls you up and you are stuck probably about 15 feet off the ground up in a net hanging on up in this tree. Simultaneously as this happens, 3 crouched figures that were in the snow pounce towards the 3 of you. 3 more wolves. One of them a big one. Ladies and gentlemen, roll initiative.
Should have rested.
Should have rested, props.
Oh damn.
Oh.
Oh, interesting. Not what we had to do very much.
From your big old net.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
So what was the Damerus? You were still at the back, weren't you?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
And actually doing well sneaking.
indeed.
Especially so
So,
far back from us. It was either talking or
at this point, Drake, Ester, and Burden are being attacked. Drake, you by the big boy, and again they surprise you, so because they were hidden in snow.
kill.
So Drake, that would be a 19 versus AC.
Yes.
Strength saving throw, please.
Okie dokie. Natural 20.
Natural 20. So you were able to push this wolf off you. This dire wolf off you, but you do take.
Huge direwolf. It's a large creature, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm a small creature.
Yeah, it's an impressive feat. You take 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Sorry, 9 points of piercing damage.
Oh.
Sorry, 500 points of piercing damage. 9
Then I'm dead.
Yes, 9 points of piercing damage as this creature bears down on you against Burden. It's cocked. Yep, no, that hits. Burden takes 4 damage.
Not floor damage.
Burden takes 10 points of piercing damage as the small wolf pounces on him. And yep, he doesn't get knocked over. Ester against you. That is 20 modded versus AC.
No.
So for the first time you are hit, you take 7 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
And our temporary hit points are gone, aren't they?
Your temporary hit points will be gone, yes.
Checking what the challenge rate is.
No. 4.
For Esther, you are knocked over as this creature takes you by surprise. Can I now have everybody's initiative rolls, please?
21.
Sorry, 25 to 20, 21, 20 to 15.
19.
19.
Oh, lads.
Yeah.
We're in trouble.
Oh dear, you are low initiative. 15 to 10.
14.
10.
14 team.
Esther?
7.
Schram. Dude.
2.5.
Oh man, that's like
Okay.
throwback to the dawn of the
Yeah.
internet.
Some albino black sheep stuff.
Yeah.
Cat? I'm a kitty cat.
That's.
Drake, you are up. Vela, you will be on deck.
Oh yeah, I use my weight. I don't have anything to use, so I will shoot. I shoot the wolf that is on top of Ester.
Okay. Mr. Hero Complex.
Well, it's more that she's the healer.
uh,
If I go down, she can get me back up. She goes down, I'm useless.
you don't get back up again.
Exactly. I know.
Yeah, fuckers, protect me.
25.
25 hits.
But also, yeah, a little bit of hero complex. That's my thing. 7.
7 points of damage.
At least 6.
You knock you hit it in its hindquarters, and it sort of is pushed backwards.
You
It's sort of follows you. As you say this,
Oh, me and my big mouth.
yeah, the other direwolf is going to jump on you. That is only a 12 versus AC.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
fine.
It's growling at you, looking at you.
Yes, I'll get to you.
Drake, make a perception check for me, please. Well, no,
Traditionally
sorry,
strong.
make an insight check for me, please.
Still traditional. Oh, that's actually
Nice.
okay. Yeah, 17.
17. Approach the DM.
Oh, me? I've never had to do this.
What is going
A
on?
lot of approaching today.
Well, it's the environment.
That's
This
cool.
filming environment works. for
Oh
it.
yeah. I was what I was gonna say is I was gonna try and help you, but you're going first. So
Yeah,
does
no,
that
I
make
have a
sense?
plan, but I'm just trying to decide which one makes more sense.
Yeah.
Probably
Human-like,
this
you
one.
might say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Humanoid-like.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
There's
Okay.
a that turn.
Bottom of the page there.
Vela, you are up. Damerus, you're on deck. You are currently up in a tree in a net.
Cool. How big are the holes of the net?
Big en- like it's fairly well made, fairly tightly woven. Big enough that you could. I think I see what you're doing here. But big enough that you could fit your hand through with some effort.
If I were a snake, would I be able to just fall through one of the holes?
You could certainly try.
Okay. Cool.
Snick 'em.
I would like to wild shape into a snake.
Okay.
and try and.
What sort of snake?
Well, I actually it depends on how.
Like an adder, a python, like
I mean,
what sort
this one says constrictor snake, so I guess maybe a. Is that would that be
I would consider a constrictor snake to be quite a hefty,
quite
thick,
a thick boy.
A thick boy. Yeah.
In that case,
snake.
I can be a poisonous snake,
Yeah,
which technically would be a venomous snake rather than a poisonous.
Yes,
snake.
venomous snake.
It says poisonous in here.
Wizards.
Classic.
A venomous snake. So yeah, something.
The difference between venom and poison is that venom has to be injected into the bloodstream. Poison you only have to touch, so you can get the poisonous frogs, but you don't get venomous frogs.
You're never cooking for me.
But we don't have venom damage. We have poison damage in D&D.
Yeah, same sort of
anyway.
thing.
But yes, I would like to. Yeah, something skinny enough. So I
Okay,
can fall
sure.
through.
No, I will. Okay, so you transform into this. I'll say an adder just because that's what we know here. And just go ahead and make a dexterity check for me, please, Bella.
Okay. 21.
Sorry, what? Yeah, easy. Like you're sort of like you're
You
like
use the snakes now, right?
I did.
you transform into this.
Which means I get some bonus.
You transform into this snake and into this sort of black and grey looking creature, and it's you're ever so slightly disorientated for the moment, but for the initial moment, but then you're like, wait, no, this is easy, and you slip in through one of the holes. You do drop 15 feet, so
Oh no.
That's fine.
you do take you only take 1 point of fire damage.
I'm still a snake.
Do you have 2 health?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Amazing. So you
You are bloodied.
there is you're bloody
Yeah.
Bloody
snake.
snake.
So you like
Disappears below the snow.
Yeah, like
Are you technically hidden?
we'll get to that.
That's so good.
So you all just like you, Damerus, you would definitely. In fact, the three of you, not you, but the three of you would notice this. You see something out of the corner of your eye drop out of the net and just hear a as something hits the floor. That's gift material right there.
Yes, it is.
Anything else? I will say that is your action. Well, it is your action to transform, Bella. So
Yeah, can I use some movement to get... where is everyone at this point, relative to where I am?
So you've landed pretty much very close to Drake and the direwolf.
Okay.
There is another wolf that is on top of Esther, and
Mhm.
one that is harassing Burden.
Incidentally, that's the title of my band.
Yeah.
Drake and the
The Direwolf.
Direwolf.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying harassing Esther.
I will say you have half your movement.
Okay. So that gives me 15 feet. I'm gonna just come to the direwolf that's near you.
Make a stealth check.
Ooh yeah. Nope, not at all. No, it was a natural 2. So.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah. You just
Hissing the whole time.
like you do actually create a little bit of a you drop below sort of the line of the snow, so to speak. So your speed would be half because you're technically burrowing to a degree, but you all just see this vague movement in the snow beneath, and you just hear this fairly loud.
Because
Just
you're cold.
really
You're
excited.
cold-blooded and now in
Yeah.
the snow.
Indeed.
And I'm loving
But that's you, Vela. Damerus, you're up. Herb, you're on deck.
Okay, I will just move my 30 feet up as quickly as I can towards the direwolf.
Okay, that's easy enough.
As I draw my blades on the way.
Yep. Make your attacks.
From Hell's
You
Heart, stab at him.
You have sneak, but you do not have advantage.
Wonderful. Come along now, Dana. Oh, that's bad. That's a 9 for the first one.
I know, it bounces off this creature's hide.
And my second attack.
It's alright, they're just eating me. You take your
Oh,
time.
that's cocked.
I was going to say that's cocked.
In between the two bits of my dice
That's an
box.
impressive landing, but still.
Yeah.
I'm so sad you didn't say an impressive cock.
Later, so.
I think.
That is 14.
14 just hits.
It's a 2. And this is going to be another
Consist-
one, isn't it?
It's alright, you take your time, Blad. I can do this all day.
Oh, no, not too bad. 2 plus 9, so 11 damage.
Pointed out,
That
okay.
is good. Nice sneaking. Well done, I take it back. Stab.
It's like, woof. Oh, there we go.
That's what I was
The
doing.
first blade woofed.
It's funny because wolf.
So, it like growls and turns around to face you, Damerus. Not looking happy. Herb, you're up.
I'd like to dash towards the one, not literally dash, to run towards the one attacking my grandson and try and bonk it with my walking stick in the head.
Okay, go ahead and there are now 3 of you on it, so I will say make your attacks with advantage.
Great. 24.
24 hits.
11 damage.
11 damage. Nice.
And to swing my leg round as a bonus unarmed attack for a roundhouse kick.
Rude.
That's a natural 1.
You
do
reroll
advan-
because you're lucky, and you have advantage.
Better. 20 modded.
20 modded hits.
Just keep rolling dice.
Exactly.
Keep rolling.
That's
till
why I
get
love
to roll one.
halflings. No, I don't like that.
7 damage.
There we go.
7 damage. Woo! It's
Thank you very much.
big damage. It's not looking happy. It is. So that's your turn. Esther, you will be up after the wolves' turn. The normal wolves, that is.
After these messages.
Yes.
For our sponsors, 5 lamps will be coming.
Damn it! we went
through 5 lamps.
We went 2 whole episodes without this nonsense. So
5 lamps wouldn't like to hear you talk like that.
You know what not not, but it is
5
not.
months wouldn't like
Anyone
all
that's
this.
Take a
tasted
5
the
lamps.
refreshing taste of 5 lamps wouldn't be able to say anything bad about it. And anyone who in any sort of sponsorship deal would be legally obligated to speak only good things about 5 lamps beer.
That's odd. Why are all these zeros being added onto the hit points?
And my paycheck.
You got a paycheck?
I mean, once we get sponsored by 5 Lamps Beer, we'll all have a
Stop it!
paycheck.
Stop it! I hate you all! Stop it! You're all corporate shills!
We're not shills yet, they're not
We're
parents.
trying, we really are.
That's even worse! So, the
We
one
just
on
really
top
like 5
one on top
lamps.
of you, Esther, is going to make its attacks with advantage.
Is it worse if we're doing it just for the beer and not for money at all?
Yeah.
We only get paid in booze.
It is for me because I drink.
But it'd be great for us.
Esther, that is 16 versus AC.
Just hits.
Yeah, okay, so you
I shot him and
take
he's still going up to
6
you.
points of piercing damage as this creature now bites down into your chest.
Oh no.
Oh yes. And the other one on burden is going to miss actually.
Good.
Yes. Esther, you are up.
I am up.
Burden is last again.
Can I
He's a
bonk
burden.
the one that just attacked me on the nose? Actually, who's the direwolf? Where's the direwolf on?
All
He's
three.
on me, but there's
three
us
of
3 of us on him.
Yeah.
Cool.
But you
I'm
are
still going to shoot that direwolf with my
From-
Me and you were
cross.
just trading.
Sorry, did you get up first or did you because of your shooting?
Yeah, I'll use half my movement to get up.
Okay. Yeah, fine.
Then I'm going to shoot him with my crossbow, which is not going to go very well. It's 12.
12, no, it bounces off its hide.
Wing! And that's it from me. Yes.
Very well. Give her cake too. It is now Burden's turn. He is going to, with a natural 20,
Hooray!
probably
Finally.
going to kill. In fact, yeah, no, he very easily killed him.
Symbolic cake.
Here. It's not symbolic.
He just
it's
shoots
That's
one
a
of
literal
shoots
cake.
literal
the
cake.
wolf that was hounding him right in the face. Very, very dead. And that's his turn. Drake, you're up.
I think it's about time for the ham roast. I'm going to shoot my...
I thought you said ham crossbows.
Oink, oink, motherfucker.
Too bad, against wolves. Fetch. No, I'm going to shoot my... How is the one that's on Ester looking?
Hasn't been.
I hit it once.
No, sorry, you did hit it once. It's still up. Still looking fine. Still,
Okay.
still looking possibly bloodied.
Possibly running.
Use the corned beef longbow.
What? Oh no. 12 is not going to hit it, is it?
No, it doesn't. It flies over.
How about 16?
16 does hit.
Well, 1
Oh.
damage.
Thanks for coming.
Fuck you.
You just this bolt just flies off into the snow. But it just clips the back of its leg.
Hits his tail.
That's
I shot him with a good arrow last time.
anything else, Drake?
I can't do anything else.
Good to know. Okay, so it's now the direwolf's turn. You watch as the creature's wounds.
Shit, I meant to say that on my phone.
What? Oh yeah,
the
you
thing
did.
that we
Yeah.
had to.
Yeah, you did. But all of you who are on the direwolf, you watch as it just like growls and its wounds begin to close.
For fuck's sake.
What?
That was something I meant
I
to
say internally because it's not my turn.
Yeah. Let's see. It's going to go for you, Herb, because you just did a shit ton of damage to it.
Nice kitty / person.
That's, however, a natural 2. So as it's just trying to concentrate on closing its wounds, like it just goes to bite you, but you're just you've already stepped a few feet to the left. But that's going to end its turn.
Misjudge the doddery old man.
Indeed. Vela, you are up. Damerus, you're on deck.
Cool. I'm a slither on over to this direwolf.
Slither on over. You're sexy serpentine way.
And I would like to bite him.
You bite him good.
Go ahead. It's. Yeah, no, sure, you're flanked. Yeah, there's enough people around you. Go ahead and
There's
make
already
your attacks.
3 of us, yeah.
Yeah, make your attacks with advantage.
Hooray!
You bite him good. Oh,
Natty
nat 20.
Natural 20.
His leg falls off.
Okay. Make your.
What do you do?
What sort
It's just a 1.
Just
anyway.
one.
I didn't get to roll anything.
And a saving throw.
There's a con saving throw for poison.
DC of
10.
Yep, he makes it.
No.
So 2 damage.
2 points of poison damage.
Oh,
Take-
that crit.
So you're all.
Time.
There's 2 points.
No
There's 2
time.
piercing damage. You
No
take the
piercing.
save.
That's the
No
rule.
targets.
So you're all
Or
watching as.
One from each fang, basically.
Yeah, you all watch and the wolf suddenly howl, lets out a howl of pain, and you're like, wait, what? No, none of us hit anything. And then the 2 of you, again, Drake, because thematic.
I'm not even looking at the direwolf
Exactly.
I'm next to.
Yeah, the two of you see just coming up out of the snow on its back leg. You see a tiny little snake biting down.
Thanks for
on
coming.
its back leg.
Better than 1.
Again, fuck you.
Damerus, you're up. Herb, you're on deck.
Still doubled your damage.
Oh!
I would like
You
to
know what? Next
attack,
time we're going to let you die.
the direwolf.
Make your attack rolls with advantage.
Wonderful. That definitely is. It's a natural 18.
Yeah, that hits.
Cool. I will do some damage for that then. That's 6 plus sneak attack. 6, 12
12 points of damage, okay.
total.
You dig your sword into its hide, and it's breathing heavily, blood dripping from its wounds. It's still up.
Did I? Well, it's still alive, so no, I'm not going to run away. I will just attack it with my offhand.
Go ahead.
Natural 20.
Oh, yeah.
2 damage it is.
2d6.
2d6 it was. That was a 17 and a natural 20 on advantage.
Nice.
That is 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage.
So
okay.
20 total for that round.
Okay, so
Nice.
you slash. So you like it as it sort of like turns its face away slightly. You see your opportunity. You cut it across its face, across its cheek, and it's like, and you watch as its form begins to change and shift, and you're like wait, what? And then you realise you've seen this before when Vela transforms.
That was the thing I meant to say.
Oh.
I was busy
Yeah.
with the missing. It
And
doesn't happen to me a lot.
the
but like,
direwolf.
threw me off the game.
Its form dissipates, and in its place, you see its form begins to shrink, and in its place, you see a dwarf, a very young dwarf, a boy. It looks to be like you're not sure how old he is in dwarven years, but looks to be a teenager. Looks to be very, very young. and your sword continues its cut, Damerus, and you give a decent sort of cut across his cheek, and he's just and he's just looking around at you all in utter fear and complete confusion. That is Damerus's turn. Herb, you're up.
Is there another wolf?
There is. It's the one that's harrowing Ester.
Great band. The second album, that was good.
Yeah, of course. It never is.
I'm going to go and help Esther. I'm going to go with the staff.
Make your attack roll.
23.
23 hits.
9 damage.
Herb, take your victory.
Ah, sweet. Can I... because I was fighting the other one, turn, jump, run, and get on his back, and just bonk it on the head with the staff.
Sure, easy enough. You're like,
I was making a dice tower when I shouldn't have been.
I get
Nobody
what with young children folk.
nobody should ever make dice towers. It never works. So,
Disagree, Nathan has done.
so Herb, you just run up with your little feet and take a spring off a nearby root and just punk, and the staff, despite having no sharp edges, actually embeds itself a tiny little bit into the wolf's skull, and there's just a loud crack, and the wolf falls to the floor, dead, its tongue lolling out, very dead. The young dwarven boy is just looking around at you all in confusion, like, Don't gra, don't biga, don't dash.
Do I understand him?
You do. And
He says, don't go, don't go.
You racist bastard!
You heard him.
Burden comes up sort of beside you, also understanding this boy. He's speaking Dwarvish, and the boy just says, What? I don't understand. Why isn't it? Why? Why is it? Why? Who?
Calm down, lad, calm down. I get the water for him.
I want to step back and sheath my weapons.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
was
sort of
just-
show him with my bare hands and slowly approaching with the water. No one's going to hurt you, lad. No
Slither
one's
up
going
and
to
sit
hurt
on
you.
your shoulder.
Make a persuasion check,
No,
please,
other-
Herb.
So that's just some
Can we?
Natural one.
You're
Oh, wait, I'm lucky.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
not-
yeah,
lucky.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
18.
18.
That has saved you two so many
Goes towards
times.
a trick and just punches him.
I was trying to talk to the boy who rolled a nat 1. But halfling, so...
And like, the thing is, it's still fresh because I keep forgetting that it's a thing.
But,
So Herb, you sort of hold out your water skin. Yeah, cool. So he kind of like backs away in fear, still like eyes shut, and like you all look at him now. You see his clothes are very basic. They seem to be made of some sort of hide or furs. They are muddied. The boy looks like, compared to sort of the skill and the grace that he moved with when he was a direwolf, he looks weak, clumsy. He looks like he can, he's having trouble standing. He's shivering a bit in the cold. He takes, he sort of watches you, and sort of like he's kind of backed. His back is now against a tree, and but as you make eye contact with him, he just kind of like is drinking with the thirst of a dying man.
what's happening with him? I'm just like stroking a snake on my shoulder.
I'm not.
He's still got quite a cut in his cheek.
Yes.
I'm not sure. I think maybe this is one of those dwarves that we heard about.
You've not got any healing left, have you?
Didn't expect them to be quite so young.
Has anyone got
Yeah, I
any
was
healing?
gonna say he doesn't.
Has anyone got
I
any
can,
healing?
but it costs to the party
Yeah.
because it's one of my second levels. If I do it now.
No, I can.
I ask you, I say to him in Dwarven, this is Vela, she's going to help you.
You say to the snake
to the
on my
snake,
shoulder.
Yeah.
And I was
Still
saying
a
that to
snake.
him.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah.
I can-
she
sorry,
is
she's
currently a
snake.
snake on my
wait,
shoulder.
I can go
I'm
over
just
with
sitting
my-
there absent-mindedly
If
stroking the
you're
snake.
gonna say that, I'm listening. So.
But he's saying that in
Saying it in
Dwarvish.
Dwarven, and I say,
So all you hear is Vela.
and then I say in common, Vela, can you help this young lad? He's in pain.
Cool. I'm just gonna like jump down from off your shoulder and come back. Come out of wild shape. And
When you do this, like he sort of at first is like he flinches, like the snake doesn't he doesn't bat an eyelid at the idea of a snake, but then you see like he sort of flinches back at you, but then he's like she change.
She's like you. And I translate for Vela.
I'm gonna ask you how to say it. How do I say it's okay in Dwarvish?
Can I explain to her?
Cool. Just gonna try and say that and then cast Cure Wounds.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. No. Given what
Performance
he's
check. Oh.
no. It's, given like
Yeah.
I just called him out.
They call him
If
an
it was
arsehole.
us two, I would very much have been along the lines of him. You go, how do I say it's okay? I would tell him how to say fuck you.
my mother was a sage. Get out! No. So but given like he's still sort of like looking around, very much like a cornered animal, looking at all of you but when he sees you, Vela, and the fact that he saw you transform, he's still very tense, very scared, but he doesn't flinch away when you touch him.
Yes.
Plus your wisdom.
Okay, cool. So that's 8.
8, okay. You watch as this sort of as your hand flashes with a light green energy, and you watch as the cut on his face heals away as if it were never there. And he kind of just watches as you draw your hand away, the still glowing energy, the residual energy from the spell, he kind of just watches it and then looks
Can
at
I
you.
retroactively sort of come down to his level as well, so I'm not
Sure.
stood at my full height?
Sure. Who
I'm swaying on my feet a little bit. I probably look a lot
Stop
worse
being so
than he does.
dramatic.
I go over to Drake with a medic's kit and start like trying to patch him up.
Okay, we'll get to that. Actually, make a medicine check for me.
I just want to keep an eye on our peripherals as well.
Perception.
If it looks like we're stopping here for a little bit.
16.
16. Okay, good to know. 1. Also good to know. You appear to be in some sort of wood.
Yes, and it's snowing, I think.
Yes.
But you're not
Wait.
sure.
Yeah.
Where did that net come from? Yeah, the boy sort of still looking at you just goes, "Who are you?" In Dwarven, yeah. He's speaking in Dwarven. When Herb, you've noticed when you have spoken in common, he doesn't seem to react.
At all. I say, my name is Herb, and these are my friends. We've come to help you.
Where are you from?
A long way away down south. Long way away. Where do you come from?
Kind of looks around, kind of just here.
He says he's from this forest. Do you have any family or friends? Who do you live with?
Are you from the he seems to struggle with the word for a moment. The city.
No, we're from another country far away, not from that city, no. As you can see, we look very different to you.
Make another persuasion check for me, please, Herb.
9.
9. Why didn't it work? I had the wolf, the pack. You were still here. Why?
Why didn't what work?
I was the wolf. I was strong. I was powerful. Why are you... Why? And he just is sort of like very much withdrawing into himself, like trying to back into this tree, even though, it's a solid back against him, and he's just retreating into himself, scared out of his mind.
How long have you been a wolf for?
I can do it. I can normally change. I am... And he sort of starts swaying a bit. Falls down. Like, sitting down, back still against the tree, and he's kind of like just clutching onto a pair of roots nearby as if for comfort. So tired. I don't know. You will kill me now?
No, no one's going to hurt you. We want to help you.
But you... no. And he just sort of squeezes himself almost into a ball, and it's just kind of rocking back and forth, almost fetal.
Turns to Patsy and I say, he's very scared of us.
Can I?
He seems confused. I don't know what to do.
Can I cast Calm Emotions on him, please?
To what end? Can you describe the spell to me, please?
So I want to hold my religious symbol, and I'll kind of get down on his level as well, and I'll hold out a hand, and this kind of not black this time, but kind of white and grey sort of swirling energy will emerge from my hand and kind of go around him, not necessarily touching him, but kind of coalescing in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just be trying to just calm him down so that he feels safe, and so that he feels that he understands what's going on. He's just in a different form right now, just try and take the edge off that panic, and if I can make him feel that we can be trusted.
Okay, does he have to make a...
Do you want the description?
Does he have to make a saving throw?
So the description as written is, you attempt to suppress strong emotions in a group of people. Each humanoid in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose must make a charisma save. They can choose to fail if they wish. Once they've failed, you can choose one of two effects. Suppress any effect causing the target to be charmed or frightened, or you can make a target indifferent about creatures of your choice, or like calm extreme emotions.
Yeah, no, I say you can do that effect that you described. Ester, assuming that...
Were you all in a 20-foot radius?
Yeah,
And I'd like to fail, please.
Everyone's going to be super chill.
Yeah.
Like, welcome to Ester's world. Like, this is how it feels, man.
Cool, man.
So, you watch as the young boy, as he's just sort of like rocking, and like his eyes screwed up in a almost painfully tight, and then just the energy flows around him, and he's just... And
I failed.
the tension
I feel.
just
I
leaves him.
let it chew me out. I was good with that.
I was
leaves him, and he looks at you. Of course, you don't understand what he's saying, but Herb, you hear him say, Hello.
He says hi.
I'm gonna
Hello.
My-
I'm gonna try and emulate that because if you said it means hello, I'm just gonna say it back.
I am Ruck.
Rock.
Yes.
Hello, Rock. This is Rock. My name is Herb. This is Ester, Damerus, Vela, and Drake on the end there. Very good.
Vela. Vela. And he just sort of is experimenting, spends a 30 seconds or so, just experimenting with your names. Doesn't attempt it,
Oh no.
the three of you. You are powerful.
So are you.
I'm going to go keep a lookout while this is happening at this point.
Make a perception check.
You can come and join me not paying attention.
18.
Oh,
I
nice.
pay all of the attention.
Yeah. And then I'll just start following you.
He turns to you and goes, again, sort of not seeming to register that you don't understand him. But he says, you change like me.
He says that you change like he does. She does.
I'm gonna try and talk in Sylvan to him and see if he understands. Just say, yes, I do.
His eyes light up. And then his voice changes, and it becomes much more lyrical, and almost in sort of a vague, almost like a song, or a rushing stream, or a blowing wind. And he says, "You speak the sacred tongue.
Of course.
Why are you all here? My family says that outsiders are not to be trusted."
Well, we're actually on a bit of a job for the people we work for.
Job?
Mhm.
To do what?
Well, I believe it's to celebrate some of the amazing creatures that live in this part of the world.
Doesn't even need a deception check. She thinks that's
Yeah.
true.
No, yeah. Yes. The sacred creatures. I am. You were a snake.
Mm-hmm.
I am child of the great serpent.
Wow.
You know us? You know the great serpent?
I do. I have heard many things.
My father says these mountains, they stretch for so far away. He says that they are the skin of the great serpent that it shed long ago. We live here, but strangers are not to be trusted.
You can trust me.
The new elder said so, but strangers are not to be trusted.
I'm just gonna take a second to quickly debrief everyone on that. Just say he's one of the children of the serpent.
Well, these two, because we're good.
Yeah, we're doing a perimeter wall.
He's one of the children of the serpent, and he's telling me they have a new leader. Tell me more about this new elder.
I have not met him. He is new. He comes from far away, but he brings powerful magic. Or so my father says. I live with my family very nearby, but we are but a very small group. The children of the Serpent lived through all the great Joremunros. We have not met the new elder, but he gave us orders to bring people to him, to sacrifice. I think my father does not tell me much. I should not be talking to strangers, but you all seem nice.
We are.
You speak the sacred tongue. I think I can trust you.
And if you trust me, then you can trust my friends, okay?
Make a persuasion check.
That's fair. Oh, that's cocked. 18.
18, okay.
Meanwhile,
Do-
double D. So how do we kill this ill?
Do they know of the great serpent?
Not as well as I do.
Oh,
But they can learn. They are happy to learn.
yes.
So you say this new elder is very powerful?
Yes.
Well, you are very powerful, so I can't even imagine how strong he must be.
I do not know. I have not met him. I can take you to my family if you are willing to learn. My father says I should not talk to strangers, but maybe I can tell him that you want to learn.
I think what might be good is if I check that my friends are okay with that, and you go and check that your dad is okay with that, because I don't want to upset anyone.
Yes, my father is strong. He can be very angry sometimes. You
Yeah.
will ask your friends?
Of course. And by the way, my dad can get pretty angry sometimes.
For the first time, you see a very, very tiny little smile on his very young face.
Let me talk to them. I can't talk this language to them. They don't understand.
Okay. Okay.
So, you guys. He's one of the children of the Serpent. And I basically convinced him to let us meet the rest of them. Although I'm a little worried about that, because apparently they're all a little bit scary. In fairness, he is a child, so everyone's a little bit scary when they're your dad. And also apparently this new elder is super powerful and no one's met him, but he's given them some extra powers that they can now use.
Did he say anything about human sacrifices or anything?
He did, yeah.
Careful.
Oh, God.
I think that whatever
Are you calling us back for this, by the way? Because we're
Yeah.
going to switch.
I think that would be good.
You sort of keep an eye out. Nothing.
I think we just need to proceed with caution here, because someone who's getting a child to come out and do whatever their bidding is can't be a very well person in the head.
Sounds like a bit of a cult, to be honest.
He does sound like a right one, yes.
But if they have
That too.
if they have a new elder, like you said, then maybe
It would explain the no attack.
that's the problem.
Yeah, I would just be I'd be worried. They said that they don't like outsiders, and I didn't actually check why he was out here.
Well,
But presumably it's
there's
something to do with the sacrifices that they're
yeah, there's a
making.
head on a spike and a net.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess to capture
Yeah.
people.
If they've Burden pipes up at this point, goes, if they've got Shana, if they're planning to sacrifice her, then we need to get her back.
I'm going to turn to the little boy and say, do you know about, was she a dwarf?
Yes.
Was it a dwarven woman who was taken?
Yes. There was a young girl like me. She did not have any hair. She we brought her back to our home, so we may deliver her to the elder. She does not understand, but my family says it is a good thing.
Do you know what the elder intends to do? And what does that mean for your people?
I do not know. I have not met him. But father says it is a good thing.
Were things not good before he came along? The new elder, I mean.
I do not know. Father has said that the new elder will bring in a new age of greatness for us. I think that is what he said. I do not know. I'm not really sure. I just do what my father and mother tell me.
Well, you're a very good boy.
Thank you.
Fella, can you ask him if he knows where Shana is now and how many are at his home?
So I believe that he lives in a small village. And I'm guessing because he hasn't met the Grand Elder that they don't know where he is. Or maybe they do know. I wouldn't think he knows much. I think our next port of call is speaking with his family. Which I'm terrified about.
It would be good to know exactly how many are in that small village of his.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he says that he's not that strong and his dad is and all that jazz, if there's 3 or 4 of them, we're okay. If there's 10 or 15 of these lads going in there, is something we may not come out of.
Mm-hmm.
Probably best to know that in advance.
Yeah, I'm just going to ask him how many people live in the village.
Village.
The place where you live?
It is not a village. We do not like living in places
of course.
like that.
Of course not.
We live in a nice cave nearby. Me and my father and my mother and my sister.
And that's all?
Yes.
Yeah. And where are the next nearest family to you?
I do not know. We do not go to where other people live. We tend to meet up in the open, in nature.
In the open. Mm-hmm. Is there a particular place you go to?
My father does not tell me. It changes.
Sounds like your father knows a lot.
He does.
Is he really important in your people?
I think so. He talks to the new elder. But
wow.
I do not know. I'm sorry. I don't know a lot of things.
You're doing so well. Honestly. Really helpful. You know loads.
Do you want to go and meet him?
Yes, we would very much like to meet him. Although my friends are a little bit tired. So we might need to rest for a bit first.
I am tired too.
Yeah. Shall we have a rest?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so apparently his dad has a direct connection to this new elder.
Well, that's convenient.
That is, yes.
But they don't have anyone other than their family, so
how many
mum, dad, sister, and him. And that's it.
Alright. Well, hopefully then they'll be reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I suggested we have a rest before we go anywhere.
Sweet.
Definitely.
Medic's kit, you get one of your hit dice max.
Sweet. So, for the sake of brevity here, as the smell of the blood of the wolves sort of fills your nostrils and the light pattering of snow just continues to fall down over this forest, you all take up various positions of rest, sitting around this area, trying to keep as warm as possible as it's getting on towards the later afternoon at this stage, but you all begin to rest up, preparing to go and meet the rest of Ruck's family in the future. And that is where we will end today's adventure.
Next time on MaudeWorld.
Do I
think like grab the child and throw him in the hole.